going on? Welcome back to Alan's Horror World. My name is Alan. Of course, you guys already know that. Welcome back to my reviews of the Halloween franchise. And today, we're on the modern trilogy of the franchise. Despite the fact the trilogy isn't quite over yet, we still got Halloween Ends coming next year. But I'm going to go ahead and let you know my review for Halloween 2018 and my spoiler review for Halloween Kills are going to be filmed back to back. You'll still be getting my review for Halloween Kills tomorrow, but you're going to be seeing me in the same shirt because right after I'm done editing this video, I will immediately be reviewing Halloween Kills. But like I said, you'll be getting it tomorrow. So anyways, today we are reviewing Halloween 2018. Let's get started. So Halloween 2018 stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Andi Matichak, Judy Greer, Will Patton, James Jude Courtney, and is directed by David Gordon Green. This is the sequel that takes place after the original movie only. This is a new timeline. And this is the beginning of a trilogy featuring the Strode women. And we just got a sequel to this, like I just said, and we'll be getting another sequel next year. It's been 40 years since Laurie Strode survived a vicious attack from crazed killer Michael Myers on Halloween night. Locked up in an institution, Myers manages to escape when his bus transfer goes horribly wrong. Laurie now faces a terrifying showdown when the masked madman returns to Haddonfield, Illinois, but this time, she's ready for him. So as you can see, this is not a re-review. This is a proper review of Halloween 2018 that I was going to do 3 years ago. That video you saw 3 years ago of me reviewing the movie, it was more so my initial thoughts on the movie. It wasn't a proper review like I do now. That back then my reviews were god-awful. And I reviewed Halloween 2018 before I even reviewed the rest of the movies, which was so dumb. This is the proper review for the movie. Finally, we're reviewing Halloween 2018 for real. And I'm gonna go ahead and say my mind has changed quite a bit since seeing this movie. Yeah, this is no longer my favorite sequel to the series like I had originally said back in 2018. This movie has gone down quite a bit on my list or my ranking of the franchise. But I will admit there are things I really, really love about this movie. I really like this movie. It's a very good Halloween movie. And there are things I genuinely love in this movie, so let's go ahead and get to those. First off, the performances for the most part are excellent. Jamie Lee Curtis gives a kind of over-the-top but also really convincing performance as a woman who is still very, very traumatized by what happened in 1978, 40 years later. Will admit, I do prefer her in H2O, vastly prefer her in H2O because it's more realistic, but I really liked Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie. Andi Matichak gives a believable performance as the granddaughter of Laurie Strode, and basically the new Laurie Strode. And she actually plays a very realistic teenage girl, and I really, really like that about her performance. I'm very interested in what Allison's character is going to go through once Halloween Ends comes out, since I've already seen Halloween Kills 3 times. But I instantly liked Andi Matichak the moment I saw her in this movie. Like, I immediately liked her, and I don't prefer her over Laurie, but I still really like her in this movie, so there you go. Next, the score by John Carpenter, his son Cody Carpenter, and his godson Daniel Davies. It freaking rules. This soundtrack is incredible. I didn't know how I felt about it when I first listened to it, but now I love it. The score in this movie is fire. It freaking rules. I love this score. The shape hunts Allison, the grind, the shape burns. Oh my goodness. Like, I love this score so much. This might be, well, okay, not really. This is probably my second favorite score of the franchise behind one that I'll mention soon. Not going to tell you. You'll have to wait. But the score of this movie, it's pretty much perfect. Halloween theme is modernized, but it still kind of sounds like the original movie. So there you go. And it has this really synth-heavy based score, which takes us back to the 80s, and I really, really love that. We're going to follow this up with the kills of the movie. The kills are brutal. It's not like Rob Zombie level, but the kills are really grotesque and brutal. David Gordon Green does a very good job at hiding some of the kills of this movie. It leaves it up to the imagination, or they're getting killed in a faraway shot, like in the gas station scene, and then it cuts to the aftermath of their kill. And it's very gnarly and twisted and just overall messed up. Michael is brutal this time around. OG Michael is brutal this time around. And I really love that about this movie. Like, there are kills that are suggested in this movie, and then when we see the aftermath, we don't even care that it was off screen, because oh boy, are the aftermaths really disgusting and messed up, and I freaking love it. Next, James Jude Courtney is an awesome Myers, and it helps that I met the guy in real life immediately after seeing this movie, like the day after I met James Jude Courtney. Here's a picture. Yeah, I met the dude. I'm very proud of myself. He's like the only celebrity I've ever met, which is so bad. But it helps that I met him in real life. But now after seeing kills, Courtney may be my favorite Myers. James probably is the best Myers for me. Love Nick Castle, okay? I love Nick Castle. He will always have a special place in my heart as Michael Myers. But James Jude Courtney's been in more films, and he's about to be in another one, so yeah, there's a razor thin edge between which one's better. Sometimes Nick Castle's better, sometimes James Jude Courtney's better. But for now, James Jude Courtney is my favorite Myers. He has the classic approach to Nick Castle's Myers with the head tilt and the walk, but he also has the brutality of Curse of Michael Myers. Myers. Like the Michael in Halloween 6. He has the brutality of that Michael, but he has the creepiness and the simple nature of the Nick Castle Michael Myers, and I really respect that about him. He doesn't copy Nick Castle, but he captures the spirit of what that OG Myers had in the original movies, so I really gotta respect the guy for that. Speaking of Michael, we're gonna talk about the mask. Christopher Nelson made an amazing mask. I love how aged and deteriorated this mask is. Not going overboard, but just enough to make it believable, and it looks awesome. I really love the mask in this movie. I really do. He did a very good job of recreating the original William Shatner mask and also aging it up with the makeup and stuff. He did the makeup effects for all the movie, and he did very good with that too. But it's the mask that I'm talking about the most. Like, I really love the mask in this movie. It's not my favorite mask of the series, but probably my second favorite. And finally, although I do have an issue with the comedy in this movie that we'll be getting to soon, the one character who saves it for me is that Julian kid. He's freaking hilarious. I love that. I mean, his banter with Vicky when she's babysitting him right before Michael kills her is so funny. Although some of the comedy ruins the suspense and the terror of that scene. We'll get to that soon. But overall, as a character and as a young actor, he was very good. And I really liked the comedy that he delivered to this movie. It was genuinely funny. I only have one mixed aspect with this movie, and that's Judy Greer. I really like her in this movie, I'm gonna admit. But she's so whiny and she's so annoying throughout this movie. She's definitely a Karen. I mean, that's true. She's a Karen, all right. Why was she named Karen? She acts like a Karen. Very fitting for the name. But I will admit, she does have an awesome moment at the end where she's in the basement with Allison and she has a gun and Michael's found where they are because Laurie decided to be an idiot and shoot up at the floor and give away their position. He takes the counter off of the open hole that goes down into the basement. And Karen's holding his gun. She's like, "Mom, help us, I can't do it." And then he steps in front of her in her line of vision. She's like, "Gotcha." Pooh! And she hits him in the face. That was awesome. That was an awesome moment. And she would get better in the next movie, even though she was a tiny bit annoying still in the next movie, but she was a lot better in the next movie. We'll be getting to that tomorrow. Moving on to the negatives. First, the comedy. Really? I mean, on first viewing in the theater, I thought the comedy was funny. But as repeated viewings have gone forward, I'm starting to really hate the comedy in this movie. It's so out of place. It ruins all sorts of suspense and tension in certain scenes. And there are just certain lines of dialogue that are so cringeworthy and just so not funny. "I got peanut butter on my penis." What the heck was that? Ray? Seriously? I mean, seriously, "I got peanut butter on my penis." Really? You did not have to say that. You did not have to say that. Like, that was so cringeworthy. I mean, like, Really? Next, the Sartain twist. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It's just dumb. Watch the movie for yourself. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Not even gonna talk about it. And finally, something that I have been noticing with repeat viewings. This movie is not scary at all. There is no suspense. There is no tension. There is no horrific atmosphere. Like the original. No low-key lighting or anything like that. No. None of that. None of that. There is no suspense in this movie. After every repeat viewing, I do not find this movie scary at all. This is one of the least scary installments of the franchise, which was really surprising because it actually scared me when I watched it in theaters. But repeat viewings are going to do that to you and you're finally going to see the problems. Dang it. So overall, guys, Halloween 2018 is a good movie, in my opinion. A really good movie. And it used to be my favorite sequel of the series. But as I've been watching it repeatedly, it's gone way down the list. It's not my least favorite of the franchise. It's one of my least favorites, but it's not a bad movie. Like, I know some people think Halloween 2018 is the worst of the entire franchise. I disagree, but I do see what people are saying. I mean, like, there are things that the studio and the crew got so right and so perfect in this movie, but there's things that I hate, that I utterly despise in this movie, like the comedy, the Sartain twist, and the fact that it's not scary. There are things in this movie that are really, really bad. Like, I can't lie about that. Like, no joke. I cannot lie about that. There are things that I genuinely despise in this movie. But the good outweighs the bad, in my opinion. At least for me. The good outweighs the bad, which is a good thing. Because there's a lot of more good things than there are bad. I can ignore the bad stuff in this movie. If I focus on the good, I will still enjoy this movie no matter what. And hey, although the ending of this movie was disappointing, we did get Halloween Kills recently, so it kind of helps with that we have a movie following this. So that's a good thing. I really recommend Halloween 2018. I do. I would strongly suggest watching the original, then this movie, and then Kills. And then eventually ends when it comes out next October. So if you want to binge it that way, this new timeline, highly recommend you do that. Or if you just want to binge it with the entire franchise, you go right ahead. I really recommend this movie, but I'm going to warn you, if you haven't seen this movie, there are things you may not like about this movie. I'm going to give Halloween 2018 a fair little B. So what do you guys think of Halloween 2018? Let me know in the comments below. Do you love this movie? Because I know quite a few people that actually do love this movie. Are you in the middle with this one? Which, I'm seeing a lot of diehard Halloween fans in the middle with this installment. Or do you hate it? I know a few people on YouTube and Twitter who utterly despise this movie. I mean, I don't get why they despise it, but I would certainly get if you didn't like it, to be honest. I respect your opinion. Go ahead and let me know what your thoughts on this movie are. So tomorrow I'll be looking forward to my review of Halloween Kills. I say it's a spoiler review, but it's going to be kind of the same format of this video, but like some positives and some negatives will have spoilers. That's basically it. It's not a spoiler review. It's going to be kind of a spoiler review, but like not overload on the spoilers. But anyways, tomorrow I'll be looking forward to my review of Halloween Kills, which I'm going to be filming right after this video goes up. And on Sunday, Halloween night, be looking forward to my ranking of the entire franchise. Again, not going to be a very long video, like I've said several times in these reviews. Not going to be the longest video in the world, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes long. Just going to be telling you number by number how I rank these movies. So, anyways, guys, I guess that's pretty much it. So, anyways, I'm Madeline. This is Adeline's Horror World. Of course, you guys already know that I love all you guys to death. And until next time,